U.S. Citizenship Civics Practice Test Number 4. In February of 2021, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, announced it would scrap former President Trump's revised naturalization civics test and restore the previous 2008 version of the civics test. Boundless Immigration has created 5 U.S. civics practice tests based on the 2008 version of the test. In this video, you will be presented with a question, followed by 4 multiple-choice options. Answers will be revealed after 5 seconds. A few things to note. There is no time limit in the real civics exam, and some adjudicators will allow applicants to skip questions and come back to them later. Questions are selected at random. Let's get started. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? Only the people of the state who belong to the senator's political party. The state legislator. All people of the state. Only the people in the state who voted for the senator. Answer: all people of the state. Each state has 2 senators. Every citizen who is 18 or older and living in a state can vote for both senators from that state. The number of U.S. senators does not change if a state has more people or fewer people living in it. The number of U.S. senators does not change if a state has more people or fewer people living in it. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? 18 and older, 35 and older, 16 and older, 21 and older. Answer: 18 and older. In 1971, Congress and the states added the 26th Amendment to the Constitution, which changed the minimum voting age in the United States to 18. The House of Representatives has how many voting members? 441, 435, 100, 200. Answer: 435. Each state is divided into districts. Each district elects 1 representative. California is the state with the most people. It has more than 50 representatives. States with fewer people, like Alaska, have only 1 representative. Where is the Statue of Liberty? Boston Harbor, San Francisco Bay, New York Harbor, Long Island. Answer: New York Harbor. In 1886, France gave the statue to the United States. Many immigrants came by boat to New York. The Statue of Liberty was the first symbol of the United States they saw. The statue symbolizes liberty and hope. It represents starting a new life in the United States. When was the Constitution written? 1790, 1789, 1776, 1787. Answer: 1787. The American Army won the War of Independence in 1783. For several years, the United States was governed by a Congress of Representatives from the states, but in 1787, delegates for the states met in Philadelphia to create a stronger federal government. They wrote the Constitution that gave the framework for the government we have today. What are 2 rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of speech and freedom to run for president. Freedom of religion and freedom to make treaties. Freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Freedom to petition the government and freedom to disobey traffic laws. Answer: freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Individual freedoms, or rights, are protected in the United States. We have the right to free speech, criticize the government, freedom of assembly, right to petition the government, freedom of religion, practice or not practice a religion, and the right to bear arms. When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 16? Between 18 and 26? Men do not have to register at any age. Answer: between 18 and 26. When you register, you tell the government you can serve in the military if necessary. The government calls this the draft. The United States does not have a draft now. You do not have to serve in the military unless you want to. Why do some states have more representatives than other states? Because of the state's population. Because of the geographic size of the states. Because of the state's location. Because some states have seniority. Answer: because of the state's population. We know how many people live in each state because of the census. The census results decide how many representatives come from each state. If the number of people in a state changes, the number of representatives might change. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? Declared war on Great Britain, saved or preserved the Union, established the United Nations, purchased Alaska. Answer: saved or preserved the Union. Abraham Lincoln led the United States during the Civil War. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation. This document freed the slaves in southern states. Lincoln worked to keep the country together. He stopped the states in the South from separating from the United States. What are two cabinet-level positions? Secretary of the Interior and Secretary of History. Secretary of Weather and Secretary of Energy. Secretary of Health and Human Services and Secretary of the Navy. Secretary of State and Secretary of Labor. Answer: Secretary of State and Secretary of Labor. The Secretary of State works with other countries around the world. This person manages the president's foreign policies. The Secretary of Labor manages working conditions and unemployment benefits. The Secretary of Labor advises the president on employment issues. What are two rights in the Declaration of Independence? Life and the right to own a home. Life and justice. Life and the pursuit of happiness. Life and death. Answer: life and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence said that all people were created equal. It said that the government should protect citizens' rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States as of October 2021? Anthony Kennedy, John G. Roberts Jr., Joe Biden, Barack Obama. Answer: John G. Roberts Jr. The Chief Justice of the United States is the leader of the judicial branch. This person is one of 9 justices on the Supreme Court. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. George Washington, John Adams, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson. Answer: James Madison. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and John Jay wrote the Federalist Papers. The Federalist Papers explained the new government. They said that the new United States needed the Constitution. Newspapers all over the United States published the Federalist Papers. There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. Citizens 18 and older can vote. Only citizens with a job can vote. Citizens 17 and older can vote. Citizens by birth only can vote. Answer: citizens 18 and older can vote. The United States added 4 amendments to the Constitution on who can vote. The 15th Amendment says that a male citizen of any race can vote. The 19th says that any citizen, including women, can vote. The 24th Amendment makes suffrage taxes, paying to vote, illegal. The 26th Amendment states that all citizens 18 years of age and older can vote. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Because there were 50 original colonies. Because 50 people helped write the Constitution. Because there is one star for each state. Because there is one star for each president. Answer: because there is one star for each state. After independence from Great Britain, the United States had 13 states. Then, the United States grew, and many immigrants came from around the world. New states formed. A star was added to the flag for each new state. Today we have 50 states, so the flag has 50 stars. We elect a president for how many years? 10, 4, 8, 2. Answer: 4. We elect a president for a 4-year term. A candidate can run for president as many times as he or she wants. The person can only be elected president for 8 years, or 2 terms for 4 years each. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? Canadians, Africans, English, Dutch. Answer: Africans. For hundreds of years, slave owners treated slaves as property. Slaves had no rights. People in the United States did not agree about slavery. This was a major cause of the Civil War. In 1865, after the Civil War was over, slavery was illegal. Enslaved people became free citizens. Name one state that borders Canada: South Dakota, Rhode Island, Oregon, Maine. Answer: Maine. There are 13 states that border Canada: Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington, and Alaska. The U.S. border with Canada changed many times in American history, but it has not changed since 1846. What is the highest court in the United States? The Supreme Court, the District Court, the Court of Appeals, the Federal Court. Answer: the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court decides if a law goes against the Constitution. All other courts must follow the decision of the Supreme Court. One example is the case of Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka in 1954. The Supreme Court decided that segregation in schools was against the Constitution. Segregation in schools became illegal in the United States. What is one responsibility that is only for U.S. citizens? Obey the law, be respectful to others, pay taxes, serve on a jury. Answer: serve on a jury. It is the responsibility of citizens to serve on a jury when they are asked. If a citizen gets a court letter to serve on a jury, the person must go. A jury is a group of citizens in a courtroom that listens to a trial. The jury decides the outcome of the trial. This is the end of the test. How did you do? Let us know in the comments. If you'd like to see a full list of U.S. citizenship test questions and answers, hit the link on your screen. And if you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Boundless on YouTube. Thanks for watching.